Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. In our practice today, we're going to work on getting into headstand. So I'm really excited about this one. I've been practicing headstand for quite a while now. It's been a few years, and I'm pretty good at it. I don't know if I'm like proficient, but nonetheless, I have learned a lot. So I'm looking forward to sharing what I've learned with you and hoping that this practice will be helpful for you in getting you prepared to get into handstands. Today, I don't think we'll use blocks or a strap. But if you have them and you think that you might need them, just in case, you can grab them. And also for headstand, we'll be utilizing a wall behind us. So it could be a wall or it could be like a door that's closed and that will remain closed. But you should be close to a wall during our practice. So we're going to begin today seated. You can fold your legs if that feels comfortable. You can have them straight in front of you as well. And we're going to begin today with our palms facing upwards towards the ceiling. And looking to receive some good energy today in our practice. And your eyes can be open, they can be closed, they can be lowered. Whatever feels good to you. And we'll just take a moment to tune into the body, come into the space, into the room. If it makes sense, you can use this time to set an intention for your practice. If there's something specific that you want to receive, or something specific you want to release. And as a friendly reminder, being present is always a beautiful intention and always suffices. When you set your intention, see if you can begin to notice the breath. Excuse me. See if you can begin to slow down the inhales and the exhales. And on your next inhale, see if you can begin to deepen and lengthen the inhales. So pretending that your breath, the air, is your favorite color, on your next inhale, see how far down to your root you can get that color. And exhale, push it away out of the mouth. See how far you can push that color outside of you. And again, to your own pace, we'll take 3 more deep breaths. Your own rhythm. Good. And see if you notice the shoulders fall a little bit down the back. See if you notice the jaw unclench or be loosened. See if you notice your eyes or your forehead soften. With your deep breaths, we'll take 3 more. And if they're not, see if you can get these places to soften, loosen, or drop a little bit lower down towards the earth. Beautiful. And one more deep, deep inhalation. Breathing in your favorite color all the way down to your root. And breathing out, push that color outside of you like an aura around you. Beautiful. And during our practice, I want you to remember your breath, especially as we get into challenging or poses where you feel like you want to kind of constrict the breath or stop the breath. Just pay attention and see in those poses, in those moments, if you can just take an inhale. So I want you to practice doing that. Good. Throughout this hour that we're here together. So excuse me if I'm talking funny today because I have my aligners in, so I have a little bit of a lisp today. All right. So we're gonna bring our feet onto our mat, our knees together. And we're gonna bring our hands out in front of us. And we're going to, when we're ready and can find our balance, we'll lift our feet up off the floor with an inhale. And bringing those knees up, bringing the feet up in line with our arms, engaging this lower part of our core, transverse muscles. And these are some of the muscles that are going to be needed today to get us into our headstand. So I want you to become familiar with using these. Perfect. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Relax the legs down and the arms down. So this time we're going to go up again into our boat pose and we're going to add a little new piece to it. Okay? So when you're ready, inhale. Arms up, straight in front of you. Legs go up. Exhale. Good. Breathe. Breathing here. Really practicing using the muscles in our front body. Okay? So your chest should be shining forward. Your arms, your shoulders are not hunched over. You're really letting the front body take the lead on keeping you up. Now, when you're ready, you'll inhale. And we're just gonna do a slight extension on the exhale. And bring the knees back in on the inhale. Okay? So we're just gonna play around with this to our own breath, okay? You don't have to do 1,500 of these. You know, you can do 3 to 5 and just get used to using these deep muscles here. That's what we're doing this boat pose for, okay? So again, inhale. Exhale, push away the feet long, straight in front of you, and then draw the knees back to your own breath. 3 to 5. Your own rhythm. So you inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bring the legs up. Good. 2 more if you're doing 5. Good. Relax the legs down. Perfect. And you can bring the hands to the mat, bring the legs out in front of you, kick the feet out, and move back so you can see me here. Good. Good. Now inhale the arms up. Perfect. Exhale and twist gently through the core to that right side. Bring the right arm down, back behind you. Left hand is in front of you. Gaze is over the right shoulder. Just doing a gentle twist here, getting the spine warmed up. And breathe. Good. Coming back to center, release the pose. We'll inhale the arms up again. Overhead, gaze goes up, and then exhale, gently twist to the left. Left hand comes, kickstands behind you. Right arm, hand comes in front of you, right outside that left thigh. I know it's a little bit awkward because usually we would do this pose with our knees bent, but because we just did the boat pose, I want to let us relax those legs. Gaze is over that left shoulder. Breathe. Good. And coming back to center, we'll inhale the arms up. And exhale and reach over for those toes or ankles or shins. And a little stretch in the hamstrings. And leaning over, shining the chest forward, not hunching over. Good. Releasing the pose, coming up to seated, and inhaling the arms up. Gaze goes up towards the fingertips. Exhale, drop the left hand down to the floor and reach that right arm, right hand over to the left side, stretching out the right side body. And take a deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. And release the right arm down. Inhale the arms up. Gaze is up towards the fingertips, and exhale that right hand down and reach that left arm, left hand over to the right side, stretching out that left side body. Good, and release the hand down. And this time we're gonna bend our left leg and bring that left foot to the right thigh. Beautiful. And we're going to inhale and exhale, reach for that right foot. And this way we get to stretch out one hamstring at a time. Really breathing into that right hamstring. Good. Release the pose, coming up to center. Release the left foot. We'll trade sides. Bring that right foot to the left thigh. Inhale the arms up. Overhead, gazes to the fingertips. Exhale and lean over to reach for that right or left toes. Exhale. Beautiful. So again, not hunching over, leaning forward, the front body. And breathing into that left hamstring. Oh, excuse me. Beautiful. Coming back up. And bringing the feet together. Just butterfly the legs for a few seconds. Warm up those hips. Beautiful, beautiful. And now, coming onto our backs, release those legs straight. We'll come down onto our backs. And here, bring the legs straight on the mat, on the floor. Bring the hands to the side, palms are facing down towards the mat. And we're just going to slowly and gently inhale the legs up towards the ceiling again. And this is a practice, just getting used to using these deeper core muscles. So as slowly as you can, lifting the legs up on the inhale, okay? To your own breath when you're ready. Exhaling at the top. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the way down. When you're ready, inhale those legs down, slowly to the floor. Beautiful. Exhale. Beautiful, beautiful. One more time. Inhale the legs up slowly to the ceiling. Exhale at the top. And again, inhale. And begin to lower, releasing the exhale slowly. Good. Beautiful. Now, bringing the feet to the mat, bending the knees, bring the hands to the sides of the body, and we'll just send those hips up one time when you're ready. And come into our bridge pose, stepping into our feet and pushing up towards the sky, really opening the front of those hips. Beautiful. And releasing down. And we'll roll over onto our stomachs. Do our one more warm up. Okay, rolling onto the stomachs. You can bring your hands, your forearms down onto the mat, coming into Sphinx pose and really stretching those abdominal muscles. Let the chest really shine forward, open up the chest, stretch those abdominal muscles. We can walk our hands over to one side. We can get a good stretch. Now right side. Now your elbows should still be underneath your shoulders even when you're moved to the side. So your arms still should be 90 degrees. Beautiful. And we'll walk the hands over to the right side. And breathe into that left side body. Beautiful. Now, bring the arms to the center and we'll find our way onto our hands and knees. Shoulders are in line with the wrists, knees are in line with the hips. And we'll do just a few cat-cow sequences here. So inhaling and dropping the belly down, gaze goes up towards the ceiling. And exhaling, curving the spine, starting from the bottom of the spine to the top. And at your own breath, we'll do 5 cat-cows. Beautiful. And when you're ready, you'll find your way standing up straight onto your mat. Perfect. So here, just for the fun of balancing, we're going to do one little pose before we go into our real nice body warm-up sun salutation B. So this is just for balance, because when you are doing a headstand, you are balancing. So you know, it's gonna be, you're gonna be working on moving those deep core muscles, your transverse muscles that you may not be used to using, because many of us just don't use those muscles, you know, unless we have a strong practice dedicated to that. And you're also going to be trying to balance, right, on your head. So if balance is not your thing, which is not particularly my strong suit either, you really want to focus on getting into these balancing poses before headstand, just practicing, you know, balancing really. And then balancing is about physical, right, balancing your body, but it's also mentally balancing your being. So there's something to be said that is about balancing, you know, the mind and how that fits in with your physical, you know, vessel here. So what we're going to do, we're going to come into Warrior 3, and we're going to gently lift up this right leg. We're going to start with the right leg first. So make sure that you're very rooted down into your left leg, your left foot. All 4 corners of the foot are rooted down into the mat, pressing down. Weight is evenly distributed on this left foot. If you need a wall, then you should, you know, do this standing next to a wall on your left side. And you can use the wall. So inhaling, we're going to lift that right foot And we're going to begin to extend the right foot back and bringing both hands out in front of us and leaning over that left foot. Extending the right foot back, long out behind us, like someone's pulling it. And trying to get the foot and the arms in a straight line. And breathe. Good. Exhale. Release the foot. Shake out that left leg. Good. And if your foot is just coming a little bit off the ground, it's not fully in line with your arms yet, that's okay. We're practicing. So now rooting down into the right foot. If you need a wall on the right side, stand by the wall on the right side and make sure your weight is evenly distributed on that right foot, pressing down into the toes. Okay, not just the heel of your foot. So inhaling and begin to lift that left foot back, extending it back, trying to get it in a straight line with the arms and the middle of your body, your core. And breathe. Good. And release. Release the leg, shake out the right leg. Okay. So just a little snippet practice into balancing. There's so many things that I would love to try. So many great warm-ups to do for headstand, but this is what we'll do today. All right, going into our sun salutation B, we're going to inhale, the arms up, bend the knees into our squat. Exhale, swan dive forward into our forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, bring the hands onto the mat. Bring those feet back into our plank position. Find your breath. And when you're ready, lower down through chaturanga. Full body push up into up dog. Untuck the toes. Squeeze those thighs together. Open the chest. And tuck the toes back. Push those hips up towards the ceiling into our first downward facing dog. Breathe. Beautiful. Lift that right leg up towards the ceiling. And bring that right foot in between the hands. Left foot is at 45 degrees. Find your balance. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, bring those hands to the mat. Bring that right foot back in your plank position. Breathe and lower down through chaturanga. Full body push up into up dog. Untuck the toes. Squeeze those thighs together. Open the chest. Good. Tuck the toes, send the hips back up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. Breathe, pedal out the feet here if you need to, if your hamstrings are still tight. Beautiful, lift that left foot in the air towards the ceiling. And bring that left foot in between the hands. Right foot's at 45 degrees. Find your balance. Inhale those arms up to the ceiling. Gazes up towards the fingertips. Exhale. Gentle back bend. And swan's eye forward, bring those hands to the mat, send that right foot back into our plank pose again. Breathe, lower down through chaturanga. Full body push up, up dog, untuck the toes, squeeze those thighs together. Breathe. And tuck the toes. Push the body into downward facing dog. Hips go up towards the ceiling. And walk the feet towards the hands. Flat back. And exhale, forward fold. When you're ready, inhaling, bend the knees. Bring the hands up towards the ceiling, gazes up. Exhale, swan's eye forward, forward fold. And inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. And we're gonna bring those hands to our mat. Kick the feet back into our plank position. Lower down through chaturanga. Full body push up, up dog, untuck the toes. Squeeze those thighs together. Find your breath. Tuck the toes and send those hips back up, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Hands. And kick that right foot up towards the ceiling. Yes. Bring that right foot in between the hands. 45 degrees at that left foot. Find your balance. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale and bring your hands to the mat. Send that right foot back. Back into our plank. Lowering down through chaturanga. Full body push up, up dog, untuck the toes. Squeeze those hips or those thighs. Breathe. Tuck the toes back, send those hips up towards the ceiling, downward dog. Breathe. And send that left foot up towards the ceiling. And bring that left foot in between the hands. Right foot's at 45 degrees. Find your balance. Inhale the arms up towards the ceiling. Gentle back bend. Exhale. And bring those hands to the mat. Back into our plank position. Find your strength here. Beautiful. Lower down through chaturanga. Full body push up into up dog. Untuck the toes. Breathe. Squeeze those thighs together. Tuck the toes and send those hips back up. Downward facing dog. Hands are a little bit slippery. Okay. Walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale. Flat back. Exhale. Forward fold. I'm going to cheat and put my gloves on really quickly because my hands are sliding. Okay, beautiful. Bend the knees, inhale the arms up. Gaze is up towards the fingertips. Exhale and swan dive forward. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and find your way into your plank position. Okay, you got this. Last flow. Gonna lower down through chaturanga. Push up, full body push up. Untuck the toes. Squeeze those thighs together. And tuck the toes back. Push those hips back into downward facing dog. Find your breath and then lift that right foot up towards the ceiling. And bring that right foot in between the hands. Back foot, left foot is at 45 degrees. Find your balance. And inhale the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, gaze is at the fingertips. Slight back bend. And exhale those arms down. To frame the foot, send that right foot back. Lowering down through chaturanga. Full body push up, up dog. Squeeze those thighs together, untuck the toes. Breathe. And tuck the toes back. Send those hips up. Downward facing dog. Deep breath. Beautiful. Send that left foot up towards the sky. And then bring that left foot in between the hands. Right foot turns to 45 degrees. Find your balance. Inhale the arms up. Overhead. Exhale. Gentle back bend. And bring those hands to the mat to frame the foot. Send that left foot back. In our plank pose again. Lower down through chaturanga. Full body push up into up dog. Breathe. Smile. And tuck the toes. Send those hips back for our last downward facing dog. Yes, walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And this time you can grab for opposite elbows and into ragdoll. Shake out those shoulders. Beautiful. Okay. Coming up from ragdoll. Finding our way into standing. We're going to go into our headstand practice now. Now that we're warmed up and we're pumped, what we're going to do is, if you have a mat that you're using, you're going to bring the mat to the wall. I'm looking around here. Didn't think this part up. All right, we'll have to back up here. But bring your mat close as possible to the wall. Grab your water if you need it. I'm going to use this wall. Okay. Get my clock here. Okay. So, headstand. We're going to get into headstand doing a tripod, which there's a lot of different ways to get into headstand. So we're going to use kind of like the tripod method, if you will. So you're going to put your mat up against the wall, right? So we're going to do the headstand where the feet are going to kick up against the wall. So that way, you know, if you don't have good balance, the wall will catch you. You won't fall. Excuse me. If you're nervous, you can put blankets, pillows, whatever around you to begin. So some people that have a lot of flexibility can go into headstand from spreading the legs out wide, right? Feet at 45 degrees and coming in onto forearms and then up to headstand. I do not have that much flexibility yet in my hamstrings. My hamstrings are very, very tight. So I use a different method. So the way we're going to practice getting into headstand today, you're going to come onto your knees, hands and knees. We're going to place the crown of the head. I'm going to do this twice. So the first time I'm going to show you. The second time I'll walk you through it again. Feel free to practice the first time if you feel like you're there. If you're not, I'm going to walk you through it again. So we're going to come onto hands and knees. Going to place the crown of the head on a mat. You want your head to be on a mat. It's going to feel hard on a floor. So if you have like a mat or a blanket, you want to give a good cushion to your head. So you're going to come onto the crown of your head, right from the very top. Place it onto the floor, onto the mat. And you're going to bring your hands onto the mat at 90 degrees. Now it's kind of hard to see if your arms are at 90 degrees when you're upside down. If you're working with somebody or have somebody at home, you can ask them to check for you. Arm and hands at 90 degrees. It's even hard for me to see. They look like they're about 90 degrees right now. So you're going to make sure that your elbows are tucked into your body, not out here. You want them in to stabilize. And then you're going to straighten out your legs, right? Almost like you're in down dog. And then you're going to begin to walk your feet in and bring your knees onto your biceps. Okay. So this is the first step. And here's where you're going to find your balance. And you can stay here if this feels good to you. Just here. Okay? If you're here, you're here. But if you want to push forward into headstand, you're going to bring your legs together as you extend your feet into the air. Squeezing the thighs together. And engaging the core. Okay. And gently coming down. Okay, it's hard to talk upside down. So that's the basics of it. On your way down, just be careful. Try to lower down softly, smoothly, gently, because you can just like flop down and come down hard, you know, on your knees or on your legs. So be careful on the way down. As once you get into the position where your feet, your legs are off the ground, take a moment, find your center of gravity there, okay? Don't rush that moment. Find your center of gravity and then begin to lift the legs, extend them in the air up towards the ceiling. Squeezing those thighs together, engaging the core, okay? And you can always use your wall if you feel like you need to just reset, okay? The wall is there for you. So we're gonna go into this again. This is also hilarious because my house is on a slant and it goes this way. So I'm not probably using the wall that I should be using, but we're making it work. Okay, so instructions again. Onto hands and knees, right? Toes are tucked. Place the crown of your head onto the floor, onto the mat. And make sure your hands are on the ground. Make sure your arms are at 90 degrees. And make sure your elbows are in. Okay, into your body, hugged into your body. Try not to move your hands while you're in the air, okay? Try to keep your hands where they are. If you feel like you need to reposition your hands, come down and then reposition your hands, okay? Okay, now straighten the legs like you're in down dog. Walk the feet in, 1, 2, 3, and when you feel ready, like you can put those knees onto your biceps, okay? And when you're ready, you're gonna lift your feet into the air, engaging the core, and squeezing those thighs together into a straight line. And breathe, inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, bring the feet down. Headstand, we did it! Yay! So that is headstand. There's a bunch of ways to get into headstand. That's, I think, you know, a very straightforward way to get into it, and you get to use your arms and it helps you balance a little bit. So I like that method to use for beginners. So we're gonna come onto our mats. We're going to lay onto our bellies and we're gonna find our way with our hands this time. They're gonna be onto our mats. Yep, and we're just gonna feel that stretch. Stretching out the abdominal muscles, also giving us a good back bend, okay? If you feel like it hurts or uncomfortable or it's too tight, just bring your arms more out in front of you. And if you want more of a stretch or a deeper stretch and back bend, you bring your arms, your hands closer to you, but your hands should be straight out in front of you. Good. And this time, again, we'll walk the hands to the right side. Oh yeah, that feels good. If your pubic bone is hurting right now on your mat, you can put a blanket underneath you. Okay, and then walk those hands out to the left side. And again, bring your hands out further if you feel uncomfortable. Breathe. Good. Release the hands down. You can bring those elbows down and come on to your full belly. Lay down on the mat. Lay your head to the right side. Taking a moment here Beautiful. And on your next inhale, you'll grab for both feet with your hands. And get a nice little quad stretch. Breathe. And this time, on your next inhale, you'll inhale the chest up off the mat. Press the feet into the hands. Stretch out that chest, the shoulders. And exhale and release the pose. And this time we'll bring our arms out in front of us. You can turn the head to the left side now. And on your next inhale, we'll inhale the arms, legs, chest up off the mat. Beautiful. Exhale. Bring the hands behind you. Now I want you to clasp the hands behind you together, interlace the fingertips, the fingers, and you're going to use that left leg, bend the left leg, okay? So it's ready. And you're going to gently roll on over to that right side. You're gonna have to use that left foot, push you over onto that right shoulder gently, just till you get some resistance. And then you can bring that left foot up on the mat. Let's do a little shoulder stretch here in the opposite direction. It's one of my favorite shoulder stretches. Okay, gently come back onto the belly, release the knee down to the mat. Straighten the leg. You can unlace the fingers and bring that left hand to the mat to help you find your way back to the belly. Turning the head to the right, interlace the fingers again behind you. Bring that right knee up, almost into like a half frog position. And you're going to gently use that right foot and use that right foot to push yourself onto your left shoulder. Gently, you can bring that right foot up, bend the knee. So it's stabilizing you onto that left shoulder till you feel resistance. It shouldn't feel uncomfortable. It should feel good. So if it doesn't feel good, play around with it. You may have to unlace the fingers, bring the right hand to the mat. You may have to move the shoulder around to find your comfort. Okay. Beautiful. Nice. And release the pose. You can bring that right knee down, bring the right hand to the mat, straighten out that leg, find our way back to being seated. And at this time, you can do any other pose, movement that will complete your practice. if you feel like your wrists need to be rolled out, or your ankles, or your head, right? Your neck, we use that a lot. Can do that now. And we'll find our way into our Savasana together. Laying down on our mat, onto our backs, palms facing up. And letting the sides of the feet fall to the sides. Begin to wiggle the toes and the fingers, coming back into the room, into the body. You can find yourself onto one side. Taking your time before you sit up into seated. And coming up to end our practice. Placing one hand on the heart to show ourselves some gratitude today for showing up. Trying something new, something different. And allowing acceptance for ourselves right where we are in our practice. Giving ourselves a smile for the work that we did today. And bringing our hands together, bowing to the light in ourselves and the light in others. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.